Hi there everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video on my honest opinion on new goth fashion trends that have become popular. And I was talking to my friend on Facebook the other day about this. He's actually got a YouTube channel here and I will link it down below. His name's Sweeney Deville here on YouTube, and if you're into goth and goth fashion and goth music, and I take it that you are if you're watching this video, then I'd really recommend his channel. I'll link it down below. He's also in a band with my other friend Jamie, and they're in a band called the Kilbrides, and I'll also link their Facebook down below so you can have a listen to their music. They make great music, and if you're into bands like The Cure and you like the same kind of music as me, then I'm sure you would enjoy their music. So all links are down below. Please check out Sweeney Deville's YouTube channel and subscribe. And yeah, so yes, he suggested that I did a video talking about my thoughts on new goth, and I realised that I've never actually talked about my opinion. I've talked about my opinion on things like Lolita and cybergoth a little bit, but I haven't talked about the real popular trends at the moment. I'm just going to be really honest in this video and tell you my thoughts on them. I have seen a few people get really pissy about these trends, and I just really wanted to start off by making this point. When you look back to the 80s and you look back at like trad goth and death rock, the fashion was really just a darker take on the popular 80s fashion of the time. So with the trad goth you have got the big hair and you have got a lot of the typical 80s fashion, and when you go on to like the 90s with like industrial, it is a darker take on the popular 90s fashion, and so on and so forth. And so I feel like it's just inevitable that this was going to happen anyway, that there were going to be trends from today that are labelled as goth that are just a take on the fashion of today, really. What is popular at the moment, what's popular in high street stores, what's popular online. It's just a darker, gothier kind of take on that, and that is what it has always been really with the goth fashion throughout the decades. And I think people just really don't like pastel goth and new goth at the moment because it's just so similar to maybe what their friends are wearing, and they're not goth at all. But when you like really look back on how things have always been with goth, it's just always been that way anyway. Some more extreme than others, some are more closer to typical fashion of the time more so than others. So yeah, it does vary a lot, but really what I'm trying to say is it's inevitable that you're going to get this. And is it a bad thing? I don't think it is. I think it's a good thing. I think it's actually quite exciting that there's always going to be new kind of trends and new things that are coming up into the subculture. So yeah, I think people that have a problem with it are a bit silly because, well, it was just always gonna happen. And yes, it is similar to kind of fashion, general fashion of today, but that's always kind of been the way with goth. And I think the other thing that people worry about is the fact that a lot of people that dress this kind of way don't really know enough about the subculture anyway, and they're just like labeling themselves that for the attention, or just labeling themselves that just for the hell of it. I just don't, again, I don't really think it's much of an issue, because if someone really doesn't give a shit, they're not gonna stick around for too long. If it's just people just kind of dressing that way just for the attention, they won't stick around in the subculture for very long anyway. And don't worry if you're worrying about the reputation of it all either, because you just do you and don't worry about what other people are doing. Even if you're worried that it's going to affect people's opinion of you in any way, I wouldn't stress about it. I think that's something that people do worry about, but I don't worry about it. I don't really care. I think that's when you start to worry about what people think of you too much. But yeah, just let it be and let people really just get on with what they want to do. I think unless people are being elitist or people are just giving a real bad name to the subculture, then just let people get on and do what they want to do. Do I actually like these goth trends? Okay, so I've got some images up here really to just refresh my memory. So I'm going to be really talking about my thoughts on pastel goth and new goth. So pastel Goth. Okay, well, I guess my fashion isn't really pastel goth. I don't think I've ever really dressed very pastel goth at all. And for those of you that don't know what pastel goth is, I'll just put up some images now just so you can really get an idea of the kind of aesthetic of it all and the kind of look of it, but I'm sure a lot of you are very familiar with what it all looks like. It's just basically a very cutesy version of goth, isn't it? It's having dark elements such as like black lipstick or maybe quite dark makeup, but adding in cute things like pastel pinks, pastel purples, like having pastel hair, but I'm sure you guys already know that. I really like it. I do. The reason why I like it is just because I do like colours like pastel colours. I do love pinks, I do love lilacs and baby blues and things like that. Just really nice soft colours, and I don't wear it myself just because I just never really have thought about doing it myself, but who knows, maybe I will one day. I don't think I'd want to use a lot of pastel in my look. Pastel. I say pastel goth. Yeah, I'm not someone that likes the look of pink on me and things like that. I do just like wearing black mainly, and I do like my makeup really just red lips and black eyes. But it is something I honestly do like. And I like it because it's a very soft, pretty kind of look, and it just involves all the colours I like. Whereas I've said before, I'm not a fan of, on me, I would never dress myself. I don't have a problem with it at all, but I just wouldn't dress it myself, and that is cyber goth. I don't like neon colours very much, so it's never really appealed to me, whereas pastel goth, I do like pastel colours. So the thing with new goth is just more of a kind of casual, very modern goth, and I'll insert some photos so you can have a look and see, just in case you're not sure with what it exactly looks like. I like new goth as well. I like new goth because I probably would be much more into dressing new goth than pastel goth, just because the thing I like about new goth is that it's just so easy to dress goth if you dress new goth. Whereas, like I said, like with things like with death rock, trad, cyber, it's not very easy to just have loads and loads of outfits surrounding that kind of style, and if you want to buy clothing for that, it's hard to find. Whereas if you want to just dress new goth, then just go around the high street stores and it's much more easier to kind of get into that kind of fashion. And I think that's why it's so popular today, obviously, because it is about the fashion of today. And honestly, I've said before as well, I don't dress like really done up like with my makeup and everything every day. I guess that time to time, if I'm just feeling slightly lazy and can't be bothered to kind of go all out and really goth with my outfit, then going new goth it's just easier. Like I said, it's just easier, and it's also cheaper because you can find that kind of clothing on the high street. There's a lot of new goth kind of makeup on Instagram at the moment as well, and I love it. I love it. It's just so cool and inspiring, and it just makes me think, wow, I really do just need to up my game with my makeup because these people are amazing at makeup. But yeah, it's different and it's exciting seeing goth just evolve and change, when really you think that it's about wearing black clothing and listening to this band and that band, like how can it really evolve? But seeing it still do that and also reach out to new people is a brilliant thing in my opinion. But yeah, like I said, I think it's silly to get angry about these new trends coming along, because there will always be new gothic trends coming along. Some will be more popular than others, some will be more your taste than others. Just don't be pissed about the fact that it's still a thing. I think no matter how popular goth gets, really, it will never ever be the mainstream. It never will be. Let me know down below your thoughts. Let me know what kind of goth subgenre kind of fashion trends you do like and which ones you wouldn't personally wear. But anyway, the moral of the story is, as I say in all my videos, don't be an elitist wanker. That's all there is really to say. I am still planning on doing a video about how goth characters are portrayed in the media. If there are any kind of goth characters you'd like me to talk about in particular, then please let me know, because I've been meaning to do this video for a while now, but I really want to get it right. I'm very aware that I haven't watch some very popular things that have goth characters in, and so I wouldn't be able to talk about them, so I really want to get around to watching some of those things with goth characters in so I can talk about it in the video. But let me know your thoughts if there are any kind of goth characters you'd like me to talk about, but I'm just going to address really how goth is really portrayed by characters in like things like the Addams Family and just in the media towards an audience of all kinds of people, not just goths. So I'm planning on doing that. Let me know if there's any other kind of videos, chit-chatty videos like this you'd like me to do. And yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll see you all very soon. Bye everyone.